All right. What's up, everybody? How's everybody? I see Mia. I see Zanette, Shanika. What's up? Keisha Jones Smith. What's up, everybody? My man Corlon, Dr. Renee, Marie, everyone. I just want to say Happy New Year. I know this is the very first Spreecast that we've done for the year. And right out the top, I want to tell you guys that last year was incredible in terms of Mentor Monday. We saw new relationships form. We saw new businesses start. There was a lot of great inspiration. So this year, by popular demand, we will be increasing the frequency of Mentor Monday. That is right. We are going to take it up from just doing it once a month to twice a month. And we promise to deliver phenomenal guests each time, like tonight. And I don't want to spend a lot of time doing a whole bunch of song and dance in the beginning because I want to get right to our guest. But before I do that, there are two things that I need to do, two very, very important things. The first, as you probably know, can anyone guess what I need to do? What's the very first thing that we need to do? Let me see. Let me see. Twice a month. Yeah, yeah, we're doing it twice a month. But folks, what's the very first thing we need to do? Drinks. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Someone said drinks. So tonight, here's what I'm doing tonight. You could probably guess what I'm drinking tonight. Everybody probably knows that I got a red stripe and I already started my red stripe. And I'm so excited to talk to Issa tonight that I have a second red stripe. So I'm double fisting tonight. Yes, I'm officially double fisting tonight. So I'm just letting you guys know I'm double fisting. And we have a ridiculous number of giveaways. So I want to give away something to anyone who is also double fisting with me tonight. That's the key. If you are double fisting, right? And if it's double fisting red stripes, you get a bonus. But if you are double fisting, let us know. We'll bring you on air. We'll do a little giveaway. There's lots of giveaways. Let's talk about tonight what's going to happen. So we've got Issa Rae. She's going to be our first guest. And lots of awesome things, and I want to share a quick story about her, but that's going to be in 1 second. Our second guest, his name is Anthony Ross. He is a mentee of mine. He was homeless at the age of 13. He graduated from college in 2013, so he just graduated from college with honors. He has an incredibly inspirational story. I mean, this guy was living on the streets at age 13, and now he's destined for law school and some other great things. He has a new book out, so we're going to be talking to him. In addition, we have sponsors. Like we have legitimate sponsors, you guys. So we have BuyDidge.com. Sorry, that's a beer burp. That's a beer burp. Sorry about that. So we got BuyDidge.com who uh, gave away a ton of great stuff. They'll be giving away more things tonight. We also have Pure Perfections, who actually I got a card the uh, uh, from the CEO, Waldet Cole from Pure Perfections, and I'm going to tell you what, awesome company. You guys saw about them last Mentor Monday. Definitely check them out, pureperfection.com. Right, they do a lot of phenomenal things around cards and different themed cards. And then, last but not least, this would not be a show. Actually, Issa may label this as being ratchet. Let's see what she says, but this would not be an official DC show, and I'm very proud of this. Without this right here, does anybody does anybody know what that is? Does anybody know what that is right there? I want to know. Do you know what this is? Have you used this? Do you know what this is? If you are from DC or you are near DC, you know what this is. You know what that is. That's right. Tamika's like, yes, that's right. That's mambo sauce. That's right. And I'm gonna tell you how good my wife is. So this is Capital City Mumbo Sauce, another official sponsor of Mentor Monday. We're going to be giving away Mumbo Sauce, right? Yes, we're giving away Mumbo Sauce. Tonight, we're going to be giving away Mumbo Sauce. And I'm going to tell you what, you can put Mumbo Sauce on anything that you want. My wife is so great. Right before she came on, she was like, Paul, you need me to fix you some chicken or something to bring on? And I thought, I shouldn't be eating fried chicken, eating Mumbo Sauce, talking to Issa Rae. That would not be a good thing for me to do all of that drinking beer. I didn't want to do that tonight. So we're pushing the fried chicken aside, but we are giving away Capital City Mumbo Sauce. We are tonight. So let's get into to the rules tonight. Okay. Giveaways. We're gonna be doing giveaways all night. All right. So don't worry about that. We'll be giving giveaways, and I'll talk about each giveaway before we do. First up, though, is if you are double fisting, right? double fisting drinks. Let us know. Ash, if you see it. Ella, if you see someone that says that they're double fisting, let us know in the chat. They'll bring you on. We'll just confirm that you're double fisting, and you'll get the first giveaway. Okay. So let Ella or Ash know in the chat that you're double fisting, and you'll get it. All right. So here are the rules. Real simple. Tonight is about good vibes, as every Mentor Monday is. It's about good information, and we know we're going to get great information from Issa and from Ant. And lastly, it's about good community, right? And that's what's very important is that remember, when you're in the chat room, any questions that are coming up on the screen, give as much support to that person as possible. Make sure that you're connecting with everyone as much as possible, that you're supporting everyone as much as possible. There's no negativity tonight. You see anyone acting the least bit negative, let Ella, Ash, someone know, and boom, they're gonna get the boot. Okay, tonight is all about positivity. Next up is I know y'all will have a lot of questions for Issa. I have a ton of questions for Issa. So if you want to ask a video question, remember the following. You must have a headset or we just can't hear you, okay? So you gotta have a headset. Secondly is make sure that you close out all of your other windows because that's going to mess with the bandwidth. So we want to make sure that all the windows are closed. And then last but not least with your question is make sure that it's short, sweet, succinct. Okay, we want short questions so we can get as many questions in as possible. All right, let's just get it going right now. Let's bring on Issa. And what I want to do, Ash, give me 1 second before you bring Issa on. Let me just say this real quick about Issa. And from what I know, because this is officially, we tested sound right before we came on, and that was my first official time, quote unquote, meeting her. And I want to say this just real quick is that I was I was talking to a really good friend of mine, Chris Cosiroli, he might even be on right now, last week, and I was telling him that Issa was coming on to Mentor Monday, and he was like, Paul, what I respect most about Issa is she just gets things done. And it struck me that, there's so many of us that talk, 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 right? With very little to show for our talk. But Issa gets things done. Every time I am opening, a blog, anytime I'm going on to Twitter, opening, going into Forbes, right? I see something else that another project that she's on, and something else that she's doing. And what completely, just me keeping it real with you, is that completely blew my mind is when she was named to the Forbes 30 under 30 because I thought she was older than 30, right? Not because of, how she looks, but because of how much she has accomplished. The fact that, that she's in her 20s, doing everything that she's doing and the future that she has in front of her is just absolutely incredible. And I have the highest amount of respect for her. And it's just an honor to have her come on. So Ash, if you could have Issa come on, yeah, someone else, Katrina's like I did too. It is absolutely amazing. So let's have Issa come on. Everybody give Issa Rae a very, very big Mentor Monday welcome. All right, let's see. Here she comes. Uh-oh, this is dramatic. I just see a black screen. This is real dramatic. Uh-oh. It's building up. She's coming. She's coming. Oh, oh no, technology. Technology at its best. All right. Oh no, here she comes. Here she comes. Let's see. All right, this is a perfect time for me to get one of these. All right. While Issa's coming up, while she's coming up, do we have any double fisters tonight? Am I the only one? I think I'm the only one. I think I'm the only one tonight. I don't see how. Yeah, someone said the suspense. Yeah, I agree. Oh, oh, foiled again. This is crazy. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I know Ash is trying to get her on. I was just talking to her, so I know that she's trying. I see her. I see her. I see that she's trying. Let's do this. Is first off, all right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see.
Yes.
All right, let's pray on this. Everybody, let's pray on this real quick. Let's pray.
Can you see me? Some
Oh,
people can see me.
see?
So I was so
What happened?
nervous. Like, what did I do to disappear like that? It was the kind words. You made me disappear.
I was like, you broke Spreecast. That's what you did. No, but welcome.
Not on me. It was your ratchet tendencies, your double fisting broke the internet. I just want you to know that.
Oh man, come on, come on. That's DC. But I tell you what, it is really, it's an honor to be talking to you. Like it really is. And everyone knows that, when we get
Thank
these
you.
guests come on, I have so many questions. I have so many questions for you. I don't even know where to begin, but I really want to like just drill right into the questions because I know we only have you because everybody, Issa's going, she's going to a premiere of a little movie. She's going to a premiere of a little movie that she's in, and she needs to be gone in about 30 minutes or so. So we're gonna make this quick, sweet, succinct. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I know you've been interviewed by a gazillion people, and you've been asked some very, very, I would say, intricate, precise, just incredible questions. And so I was thinking, like, how do I begin? What do I start with Issa? And here's where I want to go. This is a serious one. Okay. So we're gonna go serious right out the gate.
Okay.
Who do you believe the most talented member of New Edition is?
Oh,
Who's
come
the most?
on.
I'm serious.
The
This is putting
most
you on the spot. Who is the most
talented.
talented?
I'm gonna say, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say Ralph Tresvant because that voice would have killed any other man. Like that pubescent voice would have just put anybody else to shame. And he overcame that. Like he still talks like, he's 14. He still looks like he's 14 too, but he has a beautiful voice. He's, made it so far, and I just respect that. So to me, he's the most talented member
Where do you
of
where do you put
New
Bobby? Because
Edition.
I always I thought Bobby was most underrated. Right? That's the right. That's the king of what
That's what
R&B.
sucks. Is that like I love Bobby. He's the king of R&B, rocks and blunts, and he really really just like I had a crush on him when I was younger, but he's overshadowed by like his bad boy past. So you kind of forget.
All right. That's cool. That's cool. We should do a Mentor Monday survey right now. I see a lot of Ralphs and Bobbies. I see no Ronnies. There's no
I see.
Ronnie nowhere. There's no Ronnie Love out there. That's terrible. That's terrible.
I love Ronnie too. I do love Ronnie. Ronnie gets no love like ever, but he could get it.
Yeah. Oh, could he? Could he? Okay. All right. So, all right.
I
So,
said that out loud.
all right. So Issa, on the real though, on the real is what I want to do is really I want you because there could be like one or two people on the Spreecast that don't know your quote unquote story, right? So here's the deal. Can you take us to just like growing up Issa Rae? Like where did you grow up? What were you interested in? What did you do? And then take us all the way through to graduating, or I'll say matriculating Stanford college student.
Woo. Well, I grew up. I was born in LA. Grew up in Senegal and Maryland, and so that's where core, a lot of my core is based in a way. Like all of my material, a lot of my memories, a lot of who I am today came from that transition from Senegal, West Africa to Maryland and then moving to LA when I was in my teen years, like that was a huge transitional period for me. But throughout all that, I always knew that I wanted to be a writer. Like I even found this, and it's conveniently here, but like this caricature that was made of me at a birthday party, like when I was 10 years old, and I was like, oh, I want to, like the artist was like, oh, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to be a writer. And so he wrote this. He drew a picture of me, and I just found that like, wow, I guess I knew
So,
at a very young age that's what I wanted to do.
so you said at 10, you didn't say actress, you didn't say you said writer. That's what you wanted to be, a writer.
I wanted to write stories, absolutely, and my mom would definitely like my mom would get on me about that. She knew from a very young age that I used to waste paper printing out stories because I had those old Apple computers with the printers that made that sound that whirring sound. I don't
Yeah,
know,
with like the
but I
dots
used to
on the
just
side.
love. Yes, the dots, the perforated
Yep.
paper, and all that.
Yep.
But yeah, I always loved to tell stories, and I never could get enough of that.
Okay. Love it.
And
Love it.
then And then in high school is where I found a love for acting. Actually, I'm like in middle school, they made me like Demetrius in my school play. And it was the fifth grade. Demetrius from A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah.
And because I was only the only black girl, they made me a boy and I really loved it. And so I started pursuing acting throughout middle school and high school. It really just became a love of mine. And by the time I got to college, because I was so spoiled by the different roles that were available in high school, because I went to a predominantly black high school in Compton with an amazing Jewish teacher who put on all these amazing, plays of color. By the time I got to college, I went to Stanford, which was predominantly white and Asian. The plays there didn't really cater to people of color. And so I went behind the scenes and started creating and directing plays, which, I completely love and sort of forgot about acting. And that ended up transitioning into making YouTube videos when YouTube came out. And I was trying to break into the industry and found that I just had direct access to an audience. And once I did YouTube, I pretty much never looked back. That's pretty much that was my springboard, my launching pad.
Wow. So you're telling me that at the age of 10, you knew what you wanted to quote unquote be when you grew up, and you never pivoted away from that. You stayed true to that
I
since
did
the age of
pivot.
10. Okay.
Well, I pivoted for sure because I have parents, and my father is African, and so he was like, "Right, hold on. You could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be a business person." And even then, like I was going to college. I thought I wanted to pursue law until I tried to like declare a major, and literally all they asked was, "Why do you want to have political science as your major?" And I was like, because my dad wants me to. And so that was when I decided to really like, okay, this is not for me. Maybe this is not the route that I want to take. Like I want to pursue this full time. So
Okay.
I always knew that that's what I wanted to do, but I wasn't necessarily pursuing it and didn't think that, that I would ultimately be that. Because, there's fear and there's doubt and there's, the idea of making a living. And you hear all these
Absolutely.
horror stories of people who don't make it.
Yeah. So then walk me through your mindset when you are graduating and you decide to now make web videos. You know what I mean? Because you talk about that fear of
Yes.
folks don't make it. I mean, I don't know at that time how many people had actually broken into the industry making, YouTube videos. Walk me through your mindset. Why did you choose that as a platform, as a vehicle? And ultimately also, how did you fund it initially? Because I know, the production quality was ridiculous. It was great. So how did you fund your
Okay.
initial series?
So my first series I created in college, and it was my senior year of college, and I was procrastinating in a way. I was obsessed with YouTube, and I came up with this idea in the bathroom where all of my good ideas come from, and I thought that it would be a great idea to make a sort of mockumentary soap opera of what it's like to be black at Stanford. And prior to that, I had written a script with a friend of mine in college that, ended up being a Sundance finalist our sophomore year, or semi-finalist, sorry, our sophomore year. And we stopped out of school periodically for a minute to try to pitch the script to executives. And we kept on hearing all these things about what we should change and what didn't work. And because it was a play with a script with a predominantly black cast, people were telling us to make it whiter in a way so it'll appeal to the masses.
Right.
And a lot of the critiques that we were getting was they were very discouraging. And so that stood out in my mind when 2 years later I decided to make YouTube videos, because it was like, when I released my web series, I was reaching an audience all over the country from different college students telling me that they appreciated my work as is. And it was just a light bulb moment for me that, I had direct access to this audience and I didn't need any gatekeepers to tell me to change things. Um, Creating that like was just it was liberating in a way, but I was still scared. Like after I graduated, I moved to New York, and I had a couple jobs here and there, but I still wasn't steady. And so that's pretty much all I had like that. And it's
Web
embarrassing to
series.
say, like whenever I come home for web series, yeah, I make web series, I make YouTube videos, and they'd be like, well, why did you even go to college?
I
So
mean, what's the
it's
point?
it was what is the point? And my dad, the same thing. But thankfully, I'm a firm believer in timing. I think timing is everything, and perseverance and patience,
Sure.
and that's really what it took. Like my first video was in 2007, and Awkward Black Girl. I didn't start that until 2011, and so I was making videos for a while.
Okay, that's a great point because I think a lot of people kind of hear your story and they think, okay, Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl, that was her first series. So you went from '07
Right.
to 2011, right? Making videos. So
Hmm.
how did you survive financially between '07 and 2011? I mean, like, how did you do this?
Poorly, but with the support of parents.
Okay.
My parents were very helpful, I will say. And I'm not, I hate asking for money, but I had my parents and I was working multiple jobs. Like I had three jobs in New York. When I moved back to LA 2 years after New York, I was temping, was working any job that I could while still trying to support and um, kind of finance my some of my extracurricular activities, and I took extra classes at school, and I just I was constantly trying to use the money I had to invest in equipment and really try to make this dream happen because I could not have a backup plan. If I had a backup plan, then I would go that
Yeah.
route, and I think that that's a huge thing too. Some people are like, well, this is going to be my plan B, and if you do that, then you're going to go the plan B route because that's safer.
I completely
You're
agree.
not giving yourself, you're giving yourself an option.
Yeah, I completely agree. I would say if you want plan A to work, you have to burn plan B. That's the only way plan A is going
Absolutely.
to work. So then take us to that 2011 time period because, that's when I think a lot of us got introduced to you. That's when I got introduced to you. So let's talk about almost the business of Awkward Black Girl. Is how did you, it felt like the videos went viral, but at the same time, it felt like there was I don't know, and I could be wrong, but it felt like there was like a marketing strategy plan, promotional plan behind it. How did you how did you distribute the video? Because a lot of us are on YouTube, a lot of us are looking for, more views to actually push our content out. What was your content marketing plan around that web series?
There wasn't a huge plan at all, but there was a lot of time put into it. So, I say I waste a lot of time on social media, but I realized I was building my audience for a long time, like starting with Facebook. Facebook, when it opened to the public, I was adding all these friends. I started adding like a huge um, population of Senegalese people because it was worldwide, and I was like, there are only like four last names in Senegal, so I was typing all those names and making friends, and so I had thousands of friends there. So then I would try to make funny posts all the time, and then I ended up starting a blog and would transfer my blog posts to my Facebook and build an audience there. And then my blog was about film, and I would critique, films of color and television shows and mainstream television shows and give news. And so I found that my Facebook audience was going to my blog. And so I started slipping in some of my YouTube videos as well. So
Nice.
where I was reporting mainstream news, you would be seeing my videos as well, and building an audience that way. And so that was all in 2009. And so by the time 2011 hit, I had three series under my belt: a blog audience, a Facebook audience, and I started building a Twitter following. And so I had about 10,000 subscribers on YouTube when I launched Awkward Black Girl. And, I had people that were strangers that were friends because I had built a relationship with them over years. And so when I released the first episode of Awkward Black Girl, it was like shared all over Facebook, and I didn't expect that at all. I like posted the video and went to sleep because I was editing it all night. I was like, I'll market this later. Um, but that was literally my Facebook following and just guerrilla style marketing, if
Right,
any.
right. You know what? I love it's interesting. You talked about adding everyone from Senegal, right? I remember when I first joined Facebook,
Yes.
I added everybody that had the last name Brunson. I was like, Brunson, you're a friend. Brunson, you're a friend. Now, now I got like 500 Brunsons that I'm trying to get rid of. I'm like, man, we don't know each other. We don't know each other.
Yes, I did that. I did that same thing. I was like, okay, let me stop. We never talk. You don't even use your Facebook. Let's just stop.
Yeah.
So, and I have family members that are like, I can't add you. Like, what's going on? So, there's a cleansing period that eventually happens.
Yeah. All right, cool. So then here's the thing is, let me tell the audience right now too. If anyone has a video question for Issa, I want you to go ahead and get in the queue right now because I can monopolize this entire time, but I want to make sure that you guys get your questions in. So let me just do two more and then we'll get some other folks in. So 2011, right? You said that you haven't looked back, right? Basically since 2011. If you could just highlight, give us the highlight reel between 2011 and not just today, but the projects in the future, because we know you got some hot stuff coming up
Oh boy.
with my favorite channel as well, HBO, favorite channel on the planet.
Oh man.
Yeah, so give us the highlight reel.
Highlight reel. Okay, so 2011, I had my web series. I launched Awkward Black Girl, but at the same time, simultaneously, I had my other series that really helped me build an audience called Fly Guys Present the F Word. And then with Awkward Black Girl came our second season, which was financed and produced by Pharrell Williams on the I Am Other channel. So that was huge in terms of getting us more exposure. We got reviewed in the New York Times and got in Rolling Stone and all that. And then because of the New York Times review that we had of the second season, Shonda Rhimes people called. Uh, Me, and even though I met with them like a year before, they called me back to develop a show with them called I Hate LA Dudes. So I worked on that
Nice.
for several months. And then ABC ended up passing on that in January. And I was like, oh man, that sucks. But then when one door closes, another one opens, and HBO called and say, hey, look, what do you have? We want a show. And so I created a show for them. I'm developing a show for them with Larry Wilmore, paired up with
Love
him,
it.
and we're writing it together. And then around that same time, I got a book deal with Simon and Schuster to write a book of memoirs. And since then, I've been working with my team to release web series from other writers of color. So I've teamed up with Black and Sexy TV for a series
Yeah.
called Rooting Lover Friends, Andrea Lewis for Black Actress, Yvette and Mark for How Men Become Dogs. And, I'm really trying to launch people alongside me because that's the problem in the first place. I found that, when people are on the path to success, they don't look anywhere else. And that's a huge issue, a pet peeve of mine. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then for the future, there's so many things that I want to do, especially in the world of television. So I'm working on a couple of projects there.
All right.
With other writers, but
All right.
sorry if that's too long.
No, no,
But
no, no.
I'm just constantly trying to find stuff
Yeah,
to
that's
do.
what I'm saying. That's what Chris, my friend Kazi was saying is that, I mean, you're just getting things done, you know. Now, let me go to this place, and I swear we're going to bring on some questions. So, tell me about, forget everybody. Issa, why don't you? No, no. But this is going to be my last big one. Is that I'm always curious when there are folks like yourself who are, prominently growing your platform, your individual platform. Your Issa Rae. Now, obviously, you're helping folks come up, but there's Issa Rae. We know Issa Rae. Who's on your team? Who's helping you? Like, do you have a
Oh
staff of like
man,
25 people? Like, who is helping you on a day-to-day basis? What does your team look like?
I have a great team of 5 core people. So I have a business development person who named Benoni. He's awesome and he really helps as far as strategy is concerned. I have a publicist. I have a in-house producer who's amazing. I have an assistant and I have an intern. It's our team of 5 plus me, and we'll have like monthly meetings and discuss what we can do moving forward. But without them, I would just be just lost because I like to focus on the creative for the most part, and you know, that's just I love them to death.
Yeah, no,
I recommend a strong team for anyone.
yeah, I hear you. I always think about when I hear stories like that where you have a lot of people around you. I think of the African proverb of, if you want to run quick, you run by yourself. But if you want to run a long distance, you need to run with others. And I love the fact that you're surrounding yourself,
Amen.
yeah, with smart people. So let's open it up for some questions because I see like a ton of green on my screen, which means that they're all waiting to ask you video questions. So come on the screen. Let's ask a video question. Also, Issa, I know you're giving away some stuff, right? You're giving away some stuff tonight.
I am. I'm giving away three different types of t-shirts. You can see the t-shirts at store.awkwardblackgirl.com. But I'm giving two Sophisticated t-shirts. They're all by an artist named Yagazi Emezi, who's super funny and super talented. And we did a collaboration on the Awkward Black Girl identity tees. So check them out at store.awkwardblackgirl.com.
All right, cool, cool. All right, so can I help you give these away tonight?
Absolutely. Five to
All
give
right,
away. So
all right. Let's
yeah.
all right. Let's give some away. And there's the link right there to Issa's store. So Ash, if you could bring on the first question, we're gonna do these quick. If everybody can get all right. Oh, my man Brian is on. Watch out, Issa. Watch out. Brian is real smooth. He's gonna lick his lips,
Oh
talk smooth.
snap. I'm ready.
Brian, what's
Why you salting his game already?
Funny man. What's up?
because I know he's my
What's up,
man,
man?
Brian. Hey, hey,
What's
what's
up?
good,
What's up,
man, Brian?
Brian?
What I
How
tell
you
you
doing?
what, hey man, thanks for coming on. I tell you what, I'll let you have Issa. Go ahead, kick your game. No, I mean go ahead, ask your question. I'm sorry.
Okay, okay. Hey, Issa, how you doing? Thank you for being on. Hey, Issa,
Hey, thank you.
okay. Hey, real simple question. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
I like that.
Wow, the best piece of advice I've ever received. It always changes depending on how I'm feeling, but um, man, I would have to say, I mean, our family mantra is just always in my head, and it's give to the world your best, and the best will come back to you. I always have to. You can't take shortcuts. Give 100% all the time. Like, and I'm super guilty of trying to be like, well, let me just slide up in here and let me just snip my way, and it always comes back to bite me. So, I always try to give as much as I can, and I am attracted to people professionally that do the same.
All right, great. What about
That's good.
romantically, Issa? All right,
Pause.
I tell
I
you what.
mean, same thing. Give it 100.
Pause. Matt.
Why
Okay,
you playing? a hundred
I'm just
percent all
saying.
the way.
I'm just saying. I like the look right now. I like it. Tell me, like Mentor Money Crew, don't you like this look? I like this. Brian, Issa, I like the smiles. Brian is just
Can
nodding his
you
head.
stop?
I'm
Really?
just saying, that's my job. I
He gets
like it.
this is what you do.
This
This
is
is
what I
what you
do.
do. I did not know that was coming, Roderick. Did not.
Just let me
Yeah, I
know.
love the comment. Someone was like, Paul is messy. I am.
I am. I
I'm
am. I
in
like it.
Phoenix, right? I'm
Brian.
in, I'm in, I'm in
Brian.
Phoenix right now. It's a short trip over
Oh, he's acknowledged. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. I tell you what. How about this,
there.
Issa? We should
Move
give.
on. Y'all got me
All right. Can we give Brian a t-shirt? Can we give him a t-shirt?
easily. Oh. So yeah, actually we can. I have a t-shirt for buying. Just let me know your size. It's a
I
different
wear
t-shirt. The rest of the shirts
I
are
wear I
women's
wear a
shirts
medium.
though. So I'm sorry.
That's medium. Brian.
It's medium.
Brian. Why don't
No.
you take your shirt off right now and show Issa? So she'll know the
Paul, what is
size.
Paul doing?
I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. All right. Good night, Brian. Good night, Brian. All right, man. We'll see you.
All right,
Okay.
all
All
right,
right.
Paul.
All right. So I'm sorry. I had to. I had to. So here's the thing. Let's do another question. Let's do another question for Issa. Ash, if you can get somebody else on, let's pull somebody else on. Here we go. We got somebody else. Hello.
Hi, Issa. Hi, I'm Rashonda. First, I have to say, Paul, make a smart
Ooh.
whiskey, Kentucky.
Oh, she has the bottle. I tell you what. I'm gonna do this for you right now because that is one of my favorites. Guess what you got? Guess what you're gonna get right here. I got you a bottle of Capital City Mumbo sauce coming to you. I got it coming to you. Ella, hook her up. I got it. That's what you got right there. Boom. Right there. Right there. It works on
Okay. Oh,
potato
my
chips too.
goodness.
All right, so what is your question for Issa Rae?
I am. I was listening to your story, and I'm very inspired. I started my fashion movement online. Always Fair in Love and Fashion. I started in October 2012. It has been over a year. I have over 178,000 followers, and it has spun off a boutique. I have advertisers that pay me to advertise on my page, and I am also holding a fashion conference, a women's conference. However, my dream and goal has always been to support or advocate for a teen mom because I had my daughter when I was just 13. So I grew up in a small town in Mississippi that is stricken by this. One of my friends at 30 became a grandmother. So that moves me to action. My question to you would be, because I'm a divorced mother of four, when do you stop? Like, I mean, expanding. I don't want to take on too much, but there's so many things going on right now. So many now that my platform is built and people are coming to me with all these ideas, and I'm up all night about it. Like, how do you know when to stop? And also, when do you shut down at night? You too, Paul. Like, my mind is constantly going. So, do I just keep going, or
Good question. Good question. Issa, how do you when do you stop? Do you stop or do you not stop? Uh-oh. Can you guys hear
I
Issa?
can't?
Uh-oh. I can't hear you.
No.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Issa got so excited when Brian was on. She pulled her mic out the computer. She pulled her mic out. She broke her mic. Brian, you broke Issa Rae's mic. Brian, you broke her mic. Issa, Brian broke your mic. That's exactly what happened. Wow. Brian, man. Brian's breaking mics. He's breaking hearts. Brian, man. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Here's the thing. All right. Well, Ash is going to try to get Issa back up. All right, Ash is going to try to get Issa back up. Let me. I'll answer that since you asked me that question too. Is so what's interesting for me, I'll say, is that I have two sons. Right, I literally have a newborn son. So I have two sons who are active. Right, one is three, one is a couple of weeks, and then I've got like this business, that I'm working on, and I'm working on me as a public figure. Uh, and so there's a ton of things that I'm attempting to do. Issa, how's your sound, by the way? Can you hear us? Uh-oh, we can't hear you. I think this was all a plot. She saw Brian and she was like, you know what? I don't need to finish this
I think
anymore.
so. I think so.
She said, I don't need to finish this. She was like, I don't need to do this. This is great. She can't even talk back. We can't hear her. Issa and Brian said, no. Okay, so all right, so I tell you what, how about we're gonna do this? If if Issa, if you could try to reboot one more time, I know you're at your cutoff. So if we just miss you, we'll just catch you on the rebound. But if you could try to restart one more time, okay? And then, so just to answer the question, just real quick, is that I don't think it's necessarily about completely unplugging and completely stopping it ever at any one point. Like even on Sundays, for example, when I take my downtime, I can't ever stop thinking, because I'm very passionate about what I'm doing.
Right.
But I will say this, is that I believe that life isn't necessarily about balance, it's about priorities. It's about
Can you guys hear
priorities.
me now?
So know what is important to you, and know what's important to you, and prioritize your life accordingly. For me, it's spirituality, it's family, it's creativity, it's ambition. So I prioritize my life that way. And I believe that and those are my values, and I believe if you're feeding the things that you're passionate about, you're feeding your values, you'll always be happy, you'll always be content, right? But the moment that you can't feed your
Yeah.
values, that's the moment that you're unhappy. That's the moment where you're wondering, should you stop, should you not? So my answer is focus on your
Okay.
priorities and feed those. Issa, are you back? Sound back?
I think. Can you guys hear me now?
No.
Yes.
What
No.
the fuck?
No, no.
Are
We
you
can hear
I
you.
playing?
We can hear you.
I
No, no.
no, I can.
We
Oh,
can hear you.
sorry then. I apologize. I have to leave anyway, so I'm sorry. I will leave on a cursing note. My apologies.
It's all good. I tell you what, Issa, thank you very, very much because I know your time is out. This is it. But I tell you what, can you quickly answer this question and that'll be it.
Absolutely. For me, it's something that I struggle with every single day. I feel like I'm taking on too many projects. I'm literally like working on 10 projects at a time right now. And for me, it was just like, that's absolutely ridiculous. And I don't want to do 10 projects badly. And so the moment I started focusing on like 2 to 3 projects at a time is the moment like I'm so much more productive now. Like that was it was my before resolution. But since December, I've gotten so much more done, and it's just a matter of doing the best that I can on each project rather than spreading myself too thin and being horrible. So I would think that, like, you already have a um, great thing going on, especially with your multiple followers, and it seems like you have a hold on what it is you're doing really well, and just focus on expanding that in a really, productive way as opposed to trying to take too much on at a time, if that makes any sense. Um, so
No,
good
that
luck to
that
you.
does. It does make sense.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I
Thank
tell you
you.
what, Issa,
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Issa,
Paul.
can we send her a t-shirt as well?
Easily.
All right. Love it, love it. Thank you. Make sure that you just
Thank you.
yeah, include your name in the chat, and Ella will get it. Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Okay.
So,
And
Issa,
Thank you.
and then
I,
there's
oh, I'm sorry.
oh no, I was just saying there are 3 more to give away, so I'm giving it to you, obviously, to give away.
I got it. I'm gonna send them all. I'm gonna send it to Brian's mom. I'm gonna send it to Brian's aunt, his grandma. They're gonna love you, Issa. They're gonna love you. I'm gonna send it all to Brian's house.
You're worse than my brothers. I just want you to know this.
I had
Worse.
to. I had to. So here's the thing: is I want to say this in closing. I want to say this. I was thinking whether or not I should say this, but now that we have such a strong relationship, because I'm gonna be at your wedding and all, I figure I might as well say it. Is that I honestly, real talk, Issa, I pray for your success. Like I am
Thank you.
so proud when I see. I mean, especially when I saw the HBO, I was like, man, I'm gonna be. I may tattoo that show to my neck and walk around in the city. I am so ridiculously proud of you. I know everyone else is as well. I pray for your success. I know many others do. And I just want to thank you, like, for being like you. That's it. I just want to thank you for being you and inspiring so many people, including myself. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for inspiring people. Thank you for supporting. This has been a way. I wish I could stay longer, and if you give me another chance to come back, I would love to. But either way, this has been so much
Oh yeah, no
fun. So
doubt.
thank
No,
you, thank you.
no doubt. You're always welcome. And I just want to just say this in closing. Just be sure you send me the wedding invite, right? I want to get some credit from you as
Okay,
well.
and I'm out,
All right.
and I'm
All right.
out. Now it's over.
Bye bye, Issa. Bye bye. All right,
Bye. Thank you.
everybody who is not already supporting Issa Rae, and I know you are already supporting her, be sure that we support Issa in everything that she's doing. The best way to support her right now is go on to Twitter and hit her up and say, Issa, we're behind you, we're praying for you, we support you. I can't tell you how much it personally means to me when someone will send me an inbox message to say, "Hey, Paul, I just want to let you know I'm praying for you today." That, to be honest with you, just it is it is probably the most powerful, the most value added type of message that I can get. And so I think a lot of us going on to Twitter and saying, Issa, we're praying for you, we're supporting you, just that alone is powerful. So let's see if we can do that. All right. So we've got a couple minutes left and we've got a lot of stuff to give away. So, Ella, first, if you could tell us who is the first winner of our buy Dig? Because I know a lot of people entered the raffle for buy Dig. And the very first thing that we're giving away for buy Dig, let me break this down. We're giving a SodaStream Revolution Home Soda Maker Starter Kit. So what's cool about this soda maker kit, if you guys know about these kits, is that you can make anything into soda with this kit. So you could take this this capital city mambo sauce right here, you could take this sauce and you could turn that into soda if you want to. You could take this red stripe. This is my second red stripe, by the way. This red stripe, and even though it's a beer, you could turn it into soda. So basically, it just carbonates stuff. And so, long story short, let's see who the winner is. Ella, can you tell us? Jazzy Johnson says, I'm so mad. My computer screen's been acting up this whole time. Well, we see you, Jazzy. We see you. Okay, we see you. All right, Brandon Johnson says, I always miss the raffles. That's why you got to get in, Brandon. You got to get in on the raffles, my man. All right, Ella's pulling up the raffle information. While she's pulling up the raffle, all right, all right, that's the link to the starter kit for the raffle, or actually, that's the actual starter kit, right? So that you can see what the soda maker looks like. All right, so Ella's pulling that up. While she's pulling that up, all right, that makes sense too. That's who won. All right, cool. That's who won. That makes sense too. All right. So her name is Pamela Williams. Pamela, everybody give it up for Pamela. That's right. That's right. Pamela gets it. Okay. So we've got one more bottle of Mambo sauce to give away. We've got a couple more. No more t-shirts. All the t-shirts we're sending to Brian Dockery. All of Issa Rae's t-shirts we're sending to Brian Dockery. All right. And we've got one more giveaway. All right. So let's bring on Aunt Ross. And I want everybody to hear the story real quick as we bring on Aunt. Aunt is there he goes. All right, here he goes. Aunt Ross, Aunt D Ross, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Can you
Uh-oh.
hear me?
All right, now we can hear
Can you
you. All
hear
right,
me?
perfect. Perfect, perfect. We can hear you. Aunt, you look good.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, so here's the thing, everybody. Here's the deal about Ant. This is an incredibly powerful story. All right, and I know that I like to joke all the time, but I'm gonna keep it like straight on the beginning of this at least, is that this is an incredibly powerful story. So Ant, when I met Ant, and I call him Ant, when I met Ant, is Ant was basically homeless when I met him. And that was when he was earning his GED in Washington, D.C. And this guy, this kid, this child who was homeless, living in Washington, D.C., and y'all know how tough D.C. could be, he went from that to literally graduating last year with honors. He served as president, right, of his student body, and he has a
Yeah.
great job now. He's going off to law school. Incredible story. He was homeless and he did this. And what I want us to hear tonight is how he did it and what was it within him that allowed him to do it, because I think it's something that we can all learn from. So, Ant, take us back to you being 13, homeless, DC. Like, describe what was happening to you, and how do you even become homeless at the age of 13?
Okay. You can hear me, right?
Yep, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? All right.
We can.
All right. Um, at age 13, I lost my grandmother to heart disease. She was the only caretaker of me, and I never knew my dad. Um, After my grandmother died, my mother tried to take care of my sister and I, but that only lasted 9 months because we found out she was on drugs. She had us living in a house with no water, heat, and electricity for months. And one night, she tried to murder us with a meat cleaver knife, and we went out the house and called the police. My sisters went over to their father's side with their aunts and uncles, and that left me
You know what,
ultimately
Ant,
with
real
single
quick.
friends,
I'm sorry,
sitting on couches,
real quick. If you could
and
do
in
this,
homeless
can
shelters.
wait. I'm sorry, Ant. Can you hold up your mic because some people can't hear you. Yeah, if you could hold it up. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah,
All right,
got
that's good.
it. You got it.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah, we
ran
got
out the
it.
house after she tried to murder us with a neighbor. We got separated, and my sisters went over to their father's side, and I ultimately ended up living in cars and homeless shelters out of Washington, D.C. I couldn't go to high school because I needed to feed and clothe myself, so I went to a 2-year GED program, and I was working at Starbucks Movie Tuesdays. After I earned my GED, um, I wanted to go to college. I didn't want to stay in a homeless shelter. So I went knocking on doors in the community. I met some folks that helped me for the SATs. Um, just to pass my GED. And And after I had passed it, I looked up to some schools, some colleges, and some universities, and I saw this university in North Carolina. It was a small university, 4 years that I can potentially grow in. And after that happened, I got accepted. My freshman year, I earned a 4.0 GPA. Um, my friends and family were able to, my friends' families and their family members were able to take me to Thanksgiving and Christmas when the campus closed down. I was one out of 14 homeless students in the country to be recognized by the United States of America. This is what the United States of America gave. This is what they gave me. They 14 out of homeless students in the country. They flew out to Denver, Colorado. Was spoken over in front of 700 people. I was a guest speaker at the British Embassy. We helped draft the home youth out of Congress. And I recently graduated in medical body. I served as student body president my junior year. I
Okay.
interned for a judge. I got accepted into a couple of law programs after graduation, and I currently work for a judge right now at a courthouse. I'm a district court judge and assistant to the federal superior court. I recently published a book. The book is titled Homeless Age 13 to a College Graduate. It's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. The book looks like this.
Gotcha. So everybody, just to recap, because I know the audio has been going in and out for everybody. Just to let everyone know, the audio will actually be clean on the replay. It's something interesting about Spreecast, so it should be clean on the replay. What Ant, in a nutshell, basically said is that out of just sheer will and what I think a lot of people like to now describe as grit, just sheer grit, he was able to go from 13, being basically chased out the house, almost killed by family members, to graduating from school at with honors, and then now publishing a book, which he has here. So he wrote this book by himself. He wrote this book. And how long did it take you to write this book?
Well, I've been drafting my life story ever since I ended up homeless at 13. After graduation last year, it took me about 4 months to get everything together. Had it covered.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the deal. And someone said chase out of the house. Absolutely, that's what he said. Is that he was chased out the house with a meat cleaver. I mean, the story is just incredible. He documented the story
My
in his
mom,
book.
my mom,
Yep. Yep. Someone
yeah,
said by his mother. And so he documents the story in the book. And what I really want to do, with this opportunity is really encourage everyone to purchase this book. And Ella, if you could put the link on. And it's not so much to purchase the book so that Ant can make some money from the book, right? Because he's actually expended a lot to publish the book. The key is to get his story out. He really wants to get his story out because it's an incredible story about overcoming adversity, overcoming odds. And what's interesting to me, and I'll tell you just a real quick story about Ant, is that Ant literally he worked with me and worked for me for a number of years while he was in Washington D.C. while he was in D.C. And I'm going to tell you something about his pride, which he's never heard me tell this story, but I'm going to just tell it is when I on Ant's first day of working for me, I saw what Ant was wearing when he showed up to work. He didn't have like the proper clothes on. And I remember I offered him some money. I was like, Aunt, take this money, go get yourself, a tie and go get yourself a shirt, go get yourself, some socks and some pants. And he was like, no, I don't want to take it. And he said, I don't want to take anything that I haven't earned. And what's interesting is at that time, he might have been, and how old were you at that time? Maybe 18, 17, something like that. And
yeah. I met you when I was no, I met you when I met you when I was 17 or 18.
18, yeah. So he was at that age, he already had that mindset of I don't want to be given anything. I want to earn it. And to me, there's just something special about someone who grows up in an environment like Ant grew up, and he has that mindset. And long story short is that's a mindset that a lot of adults really need to have. And especially a lot of people watching this are entrepreneurs. And when the interesting thing about entrepreneurship, and I say this all the time, is, you know, all we do as entrepreneurs is we fight fires, right? If you are good at fighting fires, you either become a firefighter or you become an entrepreneur. Because all you'll do all day long as an entrepreneur is fight fires, small fires and big fires. And if you have a mentality of, oh no, I'm facing resistance and I'm facing adversity. I can't do it. I can't take it. I'm going to give up. If that's your mindset, you just can't be an entrepreneur. I'm just sorry, but you can't. You can't be an entrepreneur. But if you can figure out in your mind how, when adversity is presented, how you can say, you know what? I'm going to get beyond that. I'm going to get over that. I'm going to fight through that. If you could figure out how to do that, you're going to win. And Ant knew that in his teens. He figured that out. And he talks about that in the book. So, long story short, I want to encourage everybody to support Ant, get the book, let's get the message out. And because of your audio, I'm going to have you come back and we'll be able to do the interview again with a clean audio. But everyone, we've got the link up for Ant for his Facebook right now. Everybody support Ant. Ant, thank you very much. We're going to have you come back, okay, with a cleaner audio. And I see a lot of people saying, thanks, Ant. We're supporting. That's perfect. So, Ant, thank you very much. All right. We'll talk to you. I'll bring you back on, okay? All right. All right. So here's what we're going to do is, because the time is up, it's 10:30. There's a lot of giveaways that we still have to do. So Ella, if we can just announce who won by Digis their last, the last gift, and let's make sure that we get that up, because this is a pretty cool one. This is a Toomey T-Tech Icon Marley Brief Pack. It's basically a laptop case by Toomey, which is the best, I think. I actually, uh, my parents actually just got me my very first Toomey luggage set, and I greatly appreciate it. And so, Ella, if we can get that up right now, and then two more things that I'm going to say before we go. One is that we have a special place on my website, paulcbrunson.com, for a Mentor Monday forum. It's not publicly available. We don't broadcast it on the website. We only put up the links on Mentor Monday. And so if you can go to that, right, it's important to go to that, because that's where you'll be able to continue the conversation, right, with everyone that's here. So if you can go to that as well, and if we can get the link up for that as well, Ella. And then the second thing that I want to say is that because we're now going to start doing Mentor Mondays basically twice per month, and we'll have great guests on. I want to know who you want as a guest, because ultimately this is about the community, right? And the community is everyone watching this now, everyone who's live. And so if you have ideas on who you want as a guest, then let us know and we will track that person down. If you want Barack Obama, you let us know, we're going to track them down, right? So you let us know who you want. Now I'm going to tell you where you can let us know who you want, right? It's important that we document it, right? So let us know on the Mentor Monday forum. Now, Ella just posted, it is this is who won at Naya Y, right? Nainaiy. She won the Toomey Tech T-Tech Icon Marley Brief Pack from BuyDig. Congratulations. That's really cool. And that's worth a lot of good money. And we really appreciate BuyDig for doing that. So, Ella, if we can close them out with the link to forums. I see some people saying Damon Dash, Damon Johns. All right, Damon John, yeah, Shark Tank, great. Karen Civil, Hill Harper, love those suggestions. Make sure that you make those suggestions in the Mentor Monday forum. I want to thank everybody for participating tonight. We keep kind of breaking our records. We had over 300 people live at one point tonight, so we want to appreciate everyone's time and effort. And last but not least, let me say this. This is the commonality that I pulled from Issa. and then I pull from Ant, is that know who you are. That little voice that's telling you to do A, B, and C, that it may feel that everyone else doesn't want you to do A, B, and C, right? Everyone thinks it's kind of corny to do A, B, and C, right? You feel like you may not be able to make any money doing A, B, and C. That little voice telling you to do that, that voice, that's your passion telling you. And when I think about Ant and I think about Issa, I think about people who have embraced their true self. They've embraced their awkwardness. They've embraced who they are. And they say, you know what? Love me or leave me. This is who I am. I'm going to do me. And the best bit of advice I can give you as we leave out is do you. When I decided to become a matchmaker, I'm telling you, everybody was against it for the most part. You know, my mother wasn't, my wife wasn't, but everybody else was like, that's the corniest thing in the world. And doing that, becoming a matchmaker, has allowed me incredible opportunity. And it's also allowed me to be here tonight with you all, right? And everyone that's watching this live. It goes to show that nothing just happens. Everything in life happens on purpose, but it's up to us to figure out what that meaning is. And so listen to your voice, listen to what's happening to you, and keep stepping out on faith. I pray for everybody. Wish you guys a good night, and I'll see you on the forums. And we'll see you on the 27th. Make sure that you RSVP. The 27th, we're doing our next Mentor Monday. That's January 27th, 10 p.m. We're gonna have a great guest. We've already booked the guest, right? We'll announce the guest next week, but come on the 27th, and I will see you then. Everybody have a great night, and I look forward to the Brian Issa wedding. Peace.